enabling policies of the government of Karnataka. So we are in a position in a unique way, and for the quantum technology to take this forward, we are in a more strategic position as well as in an advantageous position. So from here we want to take this technology as our technology, and Karnataka needs to stand out among all states of India. So with this intention, we are hosting the conference on 31st of July and 1st of August. So this curtain raiser, I once again welcome everyone.
Actually, very, very significant and an important moment for us, because while a lot has happened in the domain of quantum technologies in Karnataka, we haven't really talked about it, we haven't really celebrated it, and we haven't really showcased it to the world, what is happening in Karnataka, what is happening in Bangalore, across academic institutions, across companies and the startup ecosystem. While a lot of other states have been making waves on their initial moves on quantum, Karnataka is way ahead, and I think we are already shaping the future through our very fundamental research work and development work which is happening out of Karnataka. And we thought that what more opportune time to showcase this than now. And this decision was taken last year while we were celebrating and we were organizing a nano science event every alternate year. We thought that quantum technology and quantum science, which is so very fundamental and it is shaping almost all sectors today, we must bring the the global and the Indian best people in this domain to come together to talk about it, to share their views, and also give an opportunity and showcase what is happening in Karnataka. So this entire event is therefore being done in collaboration with IISc, which is the premier most academic organization in the country, and they are leading this conference. So it will be a 2-day event which will be held at Hotel Hilton. Is that how the slides move? Hilton, it will be on July 31st and August 1st. And as I said, quantum technologies and the work around quantum has been happening in Karnataka, and that's why this is the right place to do it. Also, as you would all be aware, last year Government of India announced the Quantum India mission, under which IISc has been selected as one of the 6 hubs for quantum, and IISc in particular would be focusing on quantum computing. It is the hub for quantum computing. Also, the state government in collaboration with IISc has been running a quantum research park. We are just at the closure of phase 1 of the quantum research park. Phase 2 has already been announced, and it is a much larger engagement with much deeper scope, and the state government is supporting that, and it is being operated through with the help of IISc. It's hosted in IISc. So with that, Karnataka government has always offered a lot of support to this sector, and we have a very, very significant presence of not just academic institutions but companies and startups which are in this domain. We have some startups present right here also, and I think this occasion will bring together all of them, and all of them will be able to share the work which has been done. This is the overall event objectives, to foster collaboration between all the stakeholders, to get into much deeper engagement on what are the policies around it, what is the regulation framework, and this is also an opportunity to do advocacy if there are some regulatory changes or new regulations that need to be bring. So this would be the right forum. We would also be showcasing innovation. A lot of our startups from Karnataka would be participating at the event and showcasing the cutting edge technology work which is happening. And of course, any event, the idea is also to increase awareness, not just about what is happening, but why we need to invest our energies in developing this ecosystem. So this is the event spectrum. We will have talks from very, very eminent people in this domain. As I go forward, I will be sharing names of 2 Nobel laureates also who are going to be part of this event. Then it's a multi-track conference with defined themes for each track. There is an international exhibition component. There are startups who are participating and pitching. So separate pitching facility has been created for quantum-based startups. We will exhibit the talent, young talent through poster competition. And there is opportunity for B2B and B2G meetings at the event. The entire event is divided across 5 major themes: quantum in healthcare, quantum in security, in peripherals and hardware, quantum in society and art, and quantum in computing, finance and AI. Professor Arindam would be giving more details on the technical part of each of these themes and would be taking you through all the components under each theme. But overall, we are looking at around 70 plus speakers, 1,000 plus delegates, and delegates not just from India but also international participation from 10 plus countries. Remember, this is the first event we are doing in this domain. But to make a beginning, I think these are very, very significant numbers, and we are not focusing on scale, but rather than that, we are focusing on quality and trying to get the best people to participate. We are looking at around 2,000 plus attendees, and an exhibition which will about 20 plus people will be participating in it. This is the profile of people who have already, some of them have already registered with us, and we have representation from almost all stakeholders. As I mentioned, the conference chair is Professor Arindam Ghosh. He is here with us and he will be speaking in a short while. We have Professor Akshay, who is the conference co-chair, and we have very eminent people from both academia as well as from the startup world and corporate world who are part of the conference committee. These are the details of the event. We will also be sharing, especially for the press and the media, we will be sharing all this in detail through a press note, which will give you the details. And of course, startups being very important, we will have startup pitching. I mentioned this earlier. We will do product demos and opportunities for B2B and B2G meetings at the venue itself. We do have an international participation, both through speakers, through international companies and participants. These are some of the countries which would be represented at the session, at the event. They would be coming down specially to be a part of this event and would be sharing their knowledge and their expertise in this area. This is the showcase of all the other prominent speakers, but this is not, this is just an indicative list. We have many, many more very prominent people who are going to be speaking at the conference.
And I welcome you to this curtain raiser, and I'll be very brief and give you the technical aspects of this conference, which led us the design of what we have done.
Institutions, corporates and startups who are in this world. So please do support and ensure that adequate coverage is given to the event. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today.
Computing space, the HPC, high performance computing and various other areas, algorithm can get smarter with quantum areas. And as a result, quantum in computing, finances, AI, machine learning is one of the areas where we believe there's a significant amount of activities that's going on. Even in the shorter term, even before maybe a real quantum computer to come and change the system. The fourth is peripherals. We must make our own hardware as much as possible, the supporting hardware, to make quantum technologies a reality in Indian context. So we also have quantum hardware and peripheral as a fourth. The final vertical, the fifth one, is about outreach and social aspects, in which how quantum is going to affect our societal outreach, education, art. How we reach out to broader public is also an important area that we must take action now. And this is why a fifth vertical, which will be organized by the Bengaluru Science Gallery, and we have a track and very vibrant discussions, we hope, to enrich our conference. At this point of time, I have some numbers for you. We have, in organization of this conference, what has gone in is we take 15 technical committee members from 10 different institutions in the country. And this is an all-inclusive affair in some sense that we wanted to have involvement. We know Karnataka and Bangalore is one of the key hubs, but as far as quantum is concerned, the expertise is distributed. But we want it to be inclusive, so the technical committee, the program is designed by 10 different institutions across the nation. Essentially looking at the possibility of coming of services and innovation together, and that is what quantum technology is about. Come together and building an ecosystem. This is what our goal will be in this conference.
Sessions. More than 70 speakers, more than 1,000 delegates, more than 20 exhibitors, 10 plus countries, and 250 plus B2B meetings with 40 plus posters, and of course covering the...
It gives me immense pleasure to be a part of the curtain raiser for the inaugural edition of the Quantum India Bengaluru. I extended my warm greetings to each one of you who has gathered here to mark the beginning of this significant scientific initiative of our department. Bangalore has all ingredients, world-class institutions, deep technical talent, and industrial leadership to emerge as the quantum hub of Asia. This summit is not just a curtain raiser, it is the opening chapter of the large mission to place Karnataka on the global quantum map. The Quantum India Bengaluru 2025 event, jointly organized by the Department of Science and Technology, Government of Karnataka, and the Indian Institute of Science Quantum Technology Initiative, a visionary step in the direction. It reflects the state's strong focus on fostering the scientific ecosystem and bringing a global attention to Karnataka's vibrant quantum. We are especially honored to welcome the Nobel laureates Professor Deccan Alden and Professor David Gross, and thank them for the grace this event with their presence. In the coming days, we will unveil a dedicated quantum action plan, a strategic roadmap that will harness Karnataka's full potential to build and sustain thriving quantum ecosystem. This plan will lay out our next step in the education, manufacturing, research, support, and international collaborations. So let us together believe in our scientific potential, invest in emerging and grow as a national committed to knowledge and progress. Thank you all once again.
How are you planning? Because research should not be repeated.
ಈಗ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಅಮರಾವತಿ ಅವರ ಹತ್ರ ಏನು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ನೆಸಿಟಿ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಅದ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾವೇ ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಫ್ರಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ದೇಶ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಐ ನೋ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ Andhra Pradesh.
We are going to source the funding.
So, right, the two aspects of question. I think one is the impact and how we ensure the impact in 5 to 10 years, and the second is the funding, how to secure the funding. Okay. The second question is obviously difficult to answer at this stage, although there are now strong investment, the seed investments coming from the National Quantum Mission. Karnataka government in particular has been extremely proactive, and I must compliment Karnataka government on that. Setting up the Quantum Research Park. Quantum Research Park is one of the first of its kind in India, which kick-started the process of education, creating the human resource. No technology can grow without a proper human resource and education. So Karnataka Research Park has started doing that over the last 3 years, first in any state in India. The funding, while government can give a little bit of funding, but it has to come from private sources. In America, in Europe, in most of the places where quantum has moved, you will see most of the funding has come from resources like Google, like Microsoft, like IBM. In India, we must sensitize our industrial colleagues, players, big houses, that quantum is a good business. And unless we do that, and by showing them business, and this is where your first question comes into play, that is how in the longer and shorter term we can show the impact in society, and that's where the whole conference has been designed to do so. We show where healthcare and diagnostics will get revolutionized by quantum protocols, quantum tools. Same thing what happens in high performance computing, same thing where we need to create our own strategic self-reliance. We need to create our own pressure sensors, we need to create our own computing facilities. And the moment we do so, the business will automatically follow. So I think sensing in the earliest and in the next 5 to 10 years, 5 years or so, I'm sure with QPI here and other computing facilities coming up, we will have a significant impact on the society. Right, so most of the, if you look at the federal government fundings in most part of the world, it is in the order of $1 to $3 billion. I mean, if you look at in European Union, it is in the order of $3 to $3.5 billion. We are going to have more information about it. China is much larger. US have created quantum ecosystems of approximately $2 to $3 billion themselves. So this is the federal funding. But if you take a look at the funding from the industries, the IBMs, the Microsofts, that number goes significantly higher. As I said, while we expect the governments to give us funding which is matching because it needs ecosystem development, but I hope that our industrial outlets will be now proactive and come up with funding resources of this order of magnitude. Indigenous production of quantum processors is still at a very early stage in India, and we just started. Several other countries which you see, particularly in the US, where IBM, the Googles, which have produced a significantly larger quantum processor based on superconducting processor or other kind of platforms like ions, like photonics, we are at a very early stage. But advantage is that while we believe that eventually we will reach an international standard, it is still not sure which one will finally win. So there is still a scope for us to catch up and make a serious impact in quantum computing space. The government funding from the National Quantum Mission, as well as now we are looking at funding within the state government, will help us reach the international standard, and hopefully the capability that we will create through this seed funding will help us to find out which is the final platform for quantum computing in very short term.